Hey guys, welcome back to a new video, and in today's video we will be looking at different prototype designs for figures or just prototype art for the Skylander game. So yeah, let's get right into it. So in this first picture you can see that Double Trouble and Boomer were actually going to have different poses, which I quite frankly like more than the ones we ended up having in SSA, especially for Double Trouble, because I just find his pose, his Series 1 pose, quite boring, and same goes for Boomer, even though I love Boomer, but yeah, I think I like these poses more. Especially this Boomer right here, where he's throwing his dynamite, like with his two hands in the air. It just looks like much better than the uh, final design. Also, we have the Series 2 Cinder, which, like, she just looks so adorable with, like, much bigger pupils and, like, less scarier. Also, up front we have these four miniature Chaos figures, and we have a fully black one, a clear transparent one, and two white ones. I really don't know what these are, but they look cool, especially the clear one. Here we have four different designs. Well, not different, but you can see the first one just looks like a bootleg Drobot McDonald's toy, and I think that the base without the green thing underneath was actually going to be the original base, which I kinda like more. It reminds me of the supercharger base, which doesn't have that color thing underneath, and I like that a lot more than having a like different colors underneath. But for Drobot, I think nothing really like drastically changed throughout his designs. Just mainly the colors going darker, and yeah. You can see a prototype design art for Bouncer, and you can see that the second one has horns and kind of looks scary. And overall, this is like a much chubbier version of Bouncer, uh, in which I like these colors more than the gold and red we got for the final design. Here we have some camo early stage designs, and you can actually see this design in the Skylanders Spyro's Adventure trailer, and I don't know which design I like better, this one or the original one, because quite frankly this one just looks like more like badass and just cuter overall. So yeah, it's a close one for these two. This was the first, I think the first Boomer figure they ever did with the base, and he wasn't actually called Boomer back then. I think it was Boom Troll or Bomb Troll, and it this one just looks scary and cursed. Yeah, Glumshanks was going to have a figure. That's kind of odd, and his figure just looks creepy. He looks possessed.
Shark, Pog.
I don't know if this one is actually real or not, but Haldor was going to be the original Double Trouble. This is awesome. I like the Haldor figure. It just looks so clean. On this old picture of a poster or a figure box, we can see that Sunburn's original name was going to be Hot Flash, which is kind of weird. I don't know if this was just like an error or if this was going to actually be his original name. And also, the red he has on this picture isn't the same red as he does on the like original figure. It kind of looks like much brighter, and the colors just overall aren't the same. Apparently this was going to be the figure box you were going to see in store, and this looks so cheap. It looks like a bootleg Skylander figure. You can see that the trigger happy, or the Skylander name on the bottom, was going to be way larger than it was on the final product. It had a sticker in the front saying "Bring me to life," I think. I'm not sure, it's kind of blurry. And the figure was like kinda on some base. I do not know what that black thing is. But overall this looks like a bootleg or fake Skylander. On this picture you can see the most popular scrapped Skylander, which is Tarklops. It's that little blue blob on the bottom, which then at the end ended up becoming Zap, which I still don't know how they went from Tarklops to Zap. We have a giant Chompy figure. I don't know why it's that giant, but yeah. I don't know if that was going to be the original Empire of Ice figure. It doesn't look very like icy or cold. And finally we have the prototype Bash and the red Spyro that never became an official toy. I also just noticed in the back, I think that's a prototype of Ghost Roaster. Kinda looks scary back there. How could they do my favorite giant like that? This is a prototype figure of Ninjini, and this just looks weird. Is it just me, or does she just look very small and doesn't look like she should be a giant? I'm actually wondering right now if she wasn't supposed to be a core. Yeah. Arlo was going to be a Skylander. I am mind blown. Why wasn't he a Skylander? He was my favorite character back in SSA, and I would have been super excited to see him be a Skylander in Skylanders Giant. Here we have a couple different bouncer designs, and I like the one on the left way better than the one we ended up having, which is the one on the right. The pose just looks more appealing, and he just looks more intimidating. And on the back we have those two, which look like, again, bootlegs and just not real Skylanders, especially the one on the back right side. His yellow is much brighter and just looks like a McDonald's toy. A prototype figure of Snapjaw, when he was supposed to be a water core for giants. He looked like he had sharp like claws and spikes on his arm and his neck, and yeah, this looked a bit more like a scarier core version of Snapshot. Here we see some old Tree Rex R, where he was supposed to have an axe and have these sort of like plant hands, and to be honest, I like this design much better for Tree Rex. I think he looks scarier and just overall looks much better than the one we ended up having. More art for a old prototype design for Stump Smash, and my boy just looks depressed and sad, and I do not know what the one on the top is. That looks like a troll tree. I really don't know what that is. Two very cursed images, one of a red Spyro Bash, I do not know what figure that is or was supposed to be, and a very cursed Spyro on the right, where he has like really big pupils, and it also looks like Spyro was supposed to be a earth element, or I mean that base kinda looks like an earth element, I don't know. Here we have a couple Boomer figure prototypes. I think my favorite one is the one behind the figure we actually ended up having. He just looks like so excited and so much more expressive. And also we have the two last ones, which just look odd and look like enemies. This right here is my favorite Spyro figure. If I could have picked like a pose for the original Series 1 Spyro figure, I think I would have gone with this, because he just looks more intimidating and scary, and actually he kind of looks cute in that pose. An original design for the Traptanium portal, and that trap slot kind of looks like those Xbox 360 power bricks, and the portal overall looks very sad and just doesn't look finished at all. More old Boomer art, or I don't know if this is a figure, but yeah, this was the Bomb Troll. Here we have an original prototype figure for T-Rex where he has like this baseball club, and this looks cursed. I do not know what to think about this one. And like this looks like a really big figure. I don't know if it's just me, but this base looks ginormous. The original Chaos figure, we ended up having one in Imaginators, but I overall preferred this one, and by the looks of it, Chaos was going to be a magic element, which is pretty interesting. This looks weird, like Eruptor's smile is like these orange spaghetti strips, and he looks really fat for some reason. Also, the base is like this molten magma lava thing, and it looks like the original Spyro's Adventure were going to have this red colored base, like Trap Team. Um, I don't know if this was just for this Eruptor, or if they were actually going to have this red base. Okay, now this is one of my favorite prototype designs we have seen so far. This overall just fits better with Hex. I like the red, and I like that skull base. This is my favorite one so far. And finally we have this Zap standing up. I don't know if this is a fan made. I haven't seen any proof that this was a prototype, but overall I think I prefer this one more than the one we had where he's just like on his four paws. And yeah, what you are watching right now was the original Skylanders Spyro's Adventure gameplay, where it wasn't even called Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, it was called Spyro's Kingdom. So, oh, you just saw there, Bash was supposed to be Rock Dragon, was that it? Oh, and here we go, you can see Tarklops in action. This game looks really bad. I wouldn't play this if this was the actual game that ended up coming out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like or subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.